In the 1800s, families in covered wagons set their sights west, toward the unknown frontier. Under the vast sky, where every day was a struggle, survival hinged on food. Simple meals, cooked over an open fire, were not only a source of strength but a symbol of home, ingenuity, and the unwavering will to start a new life. We remember 25 forgotten dishes of the American frontier that fueled their epic journey. 25 forgotten frontier foods. 1. Corn dodgers. Corn dodgers were the frontier's answer to bread. Simple, yet utterly vital. Made from cornmeal, water, and a pinch of salt, often enriched with precious bacon grease, these were fried on hot iron skillets or baked in Dutch ovens over an open fire. They were dense, hearty, and remarkably portable, perfect for tucking into a saddlebag for a quick bite. Their smoky, earthy flavor, sometimes a little crispy on the outside, soft within, gave pioneers much-needed energy for endless miles. Around the flickering campfire, families broke apart these golden patties, savoring them with beans or a piece of jerky, a humble but essential comfort in a harsh, unforgiving land. 2. Hardtack. Hardtack, the legendary, almost indestructible biscuit. This was the ultimate non-perishable food, made from just flour, water, and salt, then baked until rock hard. It was designed to last for months, if not years, making it an indispensable companion on long voyages. Eating it straight was a challenge. It often required soaking in coffee, water, or even gravy to soften enough to chew. Though notoriously bland and tough, hardtack provided crucial calories when little else was available. It was the soldier's bread, the sailor's biscuit, and the pioneer's unwavering sustenance, a testament to endurance and the sheer will to survive. 3. Salt pork was a cornerstone of the pioneer diet, a versatile and vital source of fat and protein. Fresh pork was heavily salted and packed into barrels, preserving it for the long journey. This fatty cut could be sliced and fried, yielding crispy morsels and a rich, flavorful grease that was cherished for cooking other foods. Pioneers might boil it with beans or greens, the salt permeating the dish, adding a robust, savory depth. It was a caloric powerhouse, providing the energy needed for grueling physical labor, and its unmistakable salty aroma was a constant presence around the campfires, a reminder of a valuable, albeit humble, provision. 4. Jerky before refrigeration. Drying was the ultimate preservation method, and jerky was king. Strips of lean meat, venison, beef, or buffalo were seasoned with salt and spices, then air-dried in the sun or smoked over low fires until tough and leathery. This concentrated form of protein was incredibly lightweight and wouldn't spoil, making it ideal for carrying on the trail. Pioneers gnawed on jerky for quick, sustained energy during the long days of travel or hunting. Its intensely savory, sometimes smoky flavor was a welcome burst of taste, and the act of slowly tearing off a piece became a familiar ritual, a symbol of the hunter's skill and the pioneer's foresight. 5. Dried beans. Dried beans were the workhorse of the pioneer kitchen. Easily stored and incredibly nutritious, they were a cheap and abundant source of protein and fiber. A pot of beans simmering over a campfire was a common sight, often cooked with salt pork, onions, or whatever seasonings could be spared. The earthy, comforting aroma of slow-cooked beans would waft through the camps, promising a warm, satisfying meal. They were humble, yet versatile, providing hearty sustenance that stretched meager provisions, making every bite count. A bowl of warm beans after a long day's trek was more than just food. It was warmth, comfort, and the promise of strength for tomorrow. 6. Pemmican. A true marvel of frontier food preservation, pemmican was a high-energy superfood borrowed from Native American traditions. It consisted of dried pounded meat, often buffalo or venison, mixed with rendered animal fat, tallow, and sometimes dried berries. This dense, non-perishable paste was incredibly calorific and compact, providing maximum nutrition with minimal weight. Pioneers carried it for sustained energy during arduous journeys, consuming it raw or lightly heated. Its rich, meaty, slightly sweet, and tangy flavor, if berries were added, offered a complex taste. Pemmican was the ultimate survival food, embodying the ingenuity required to thrive in the wilderness. Number 7. Sourdough. Bread sourdough wasn't just bread. It was a living legacy, often carried for generations. A starter carefully nurtured from flour and water allowed pioneers to bake fresh, tangy loaves without commercial yeast. The rich, yeasty aroma of sourdough baking in a Dutch oven signaled a moment of domesticity amidst the wild. The bread itself, with its characteristic chewy texture and slightly sour tang, was a comforting taste of home. It was torn and shared around the campfire, dipped in stews, or simply enjoyed plain, a symbol of continuity, of hearth and home, sustained through the most challenging conditions by a simple jar of living culture. Number 8. Coffee. Green beans. Coffee was more than a beverage. It was a lifeline, a ritual, and a precious luxury on the trail. Pioneers carried green coffee beans, roasting them over open fires until fragrant and dark brown. The rich, earthy scent of roasting coffee mingling with wood smoke was an intoxicating promise of a warm, stimulating drink. Once roasted, the beans were laboriously ground, then brewed in tin pots. A steaming mug of strong, black coffee was a vital pick-me-up at dawn, a comforting companion around the evening fire, and a taste of civilization that invigorated the spirit and offered a brief escape from the endless demands of the journey. Number 9. Bacon grease. Bacon grease was liquid gold in the pioneer kitchen, a precious commodity rendered from fried salt pork or bacon. It was carefully saved in tin cans or jars, prized for its ability to add flavor and fat to almost any dish. Sizzling in a cast iron skillet, it was used to fry corn dodgers, saute wild greens, or even enrich a pot of beans. Its smoky, savory aroma was the very essence of frontier cooking. More than just a cooking fat, it was a caloric boost, a flavor enhancer, and a testament to the pioneers' resourcefulness, ensuring that not a single calorie or drop of flavor went to waste. Number 10. Dried fruit. Apples, peaches, apricots. When fresh fruit was a distant memory, dried fruit offered a sweet, tangy reprieve. Apples, peaches, and apricots, carefully dried before the journey, were lightweight, non-perishable, and packed with vital sugars. Pioneers might snack on them raw for a burst of energy, or rehydrate them in stews and porridges. The sweet, concentrated flavor was a rare treat, a taste of comfort from home. Imagine children's faces lighting up at a handful of dried apples, or the warm, fruity aroma of reconstituted peaches simmering over the coals, offering a much-needed touch of sweetness in a world often devoid of such delights. Number 11. Cornmeal. Mush. Grits. Cornmeal mush or grits was a simple, comforting staple that stretched meager supplies. Made by slowly simmering cornmeal in water or milk, if available, until thick and creamy, it was a warm, filling breakfast or a side dish. The earthy, subtle flavor of the corn provided sustained energy. Pioneers might eat it plain, or, if fortunate, with a drizzle of molasses or a dollop of rendered bacon grease for added flavor and calories. It was a humble, stick-to-your-ribs meal, its gentle aroma filling the morning air around the campfire, providing a quiet start to another demanding day on the trail. Number 12. Wild game. For skilled hunters, wild game was a prized, if unpredictable, addition to the pioneer diet. Buffalo, deer, rabbit, and fowl provided fresh meat and a welcome change from preserved provisions. The thrill of a successful hunt meant a feast for the camp, the rich, gamey aroma of roasting meat filling the night air. Prepared simply over an open fire or stewed in a Dutch oven, fresh game was a powerful source of protein and a symbol of survival in the wilderness. It was a moment of bounty, of gratitude, and a testament to the pioneers' ability to live off the land, turning nature's offering into a shared, satisfying meal. Number 13. Johnnycakes. Similar to corn dodgers, but often thinner and sometimes leavened with baking soda if available, Johnnycakes were another versatile cornmeal-based pancake. Mixed with water or milk and fried on a griddle, they cooked quickly and offered a slightly crisper texture than their Dodger cousins. Their warm, subtle corn flavor was enhanced with molasses or honey when possible, making them a slightly sweeter, more refined option for breakfast or a light meal. Pioneers enjoyed them hot off the fire, the aroma of toasted cornmeal a comforting scent that spoke of a brief pause and a warm, simple pleasure before resuming the journey. Number 14. Lard, rendered pig fat, was an invaluable cooking medium and a crucial source of calories. Like bacon grease, it was carefully preserved and used for frying, baking, and enriching dishes. Its clean, subtle flavor made it versatile, suitable for both savory and somewhat sweet preparations. Pioneers used it to fry up game, make biscuits, or add richness to stews. The visual of a pioneer woman dipping her hand into a crock of creamy white lard to grease a pan speaks volumes about its utility. It was pure energy, pure fat, a critical resource that ensured meals were hearty and cooking efficient. Number 15. Flour, wheat, or rye. Flour was the foundation of much pioneer cooking, painstakingly transported in sacks, sometimes dampened to prevent spoilage. Whether wheat or rye, it allowed for the creation of bread, biscuits, and gravies. The powdery, earthy scent of flour being sifted or mixed evoked the labor and promise of a meal. While fresh-baked bread was a luxury, even simple flour and water creations provided substance. It was a versatile staple representing the potential for a comforting, familiar meal, even in the starkest surroundings. A link to the domestic world they had left behind, carried forward across the vast, untamed landscape. Number 16. Molasses was the frontier's primary sweetener. A dark, viscous syrup offering a rich, robust flavor. A precious commodity, it was used to sweeten coffee, drizzle over cornmeal mush, or even as an ingredient in baked goods when possible. Its distinctive, slightly smoky sweetness was a welcome change from bland trail fare, providing a much-needed energy boost and a taste of indulgence. The sight of thick, dark molasses slowly pouring from a jug was a small luxury, and its deep, earthy sweetness evoked a feeling of warmth and comfort, a little touch of sweetness in the often bitter journey. Number 17. Dried peas, tadistes, lentils. Like dried beans, peas and lentils were nutrient-dense, shelf-stable legumes that provided essential protein and fiber. Easily cooked into a hearty stew or soup, they offered a welcome variety and added substance to meals. The earthy aroma of simmering peas or lentils, often cooked with salt pork or whatever spices were available, filled the camp with promises of warmth and satisfaction. They were a testament to the pioneers' practical foresight, ensuring that even when fresh provisions ran out, a nourishing, filling meal was always within reach, offering strength to weary bodies and spirits. Number 18. Pilot bread. Similar to hardtack, but sometimes a little lighter and flakier, pilot bread was another type of durable, long-lasting cracker. Originally developed for sailors, it found its way onto the frontier as a reliable, non-perishable carbohydrate source. While still very dry and often requiring soaking, it was a dependable filler. Its neutral flavor made it adaptable, crumbled into stews or eaten with a spread of lard. This simple, unassuming cracker was a testament to the power of basic ingredients and sturdy preparation, providing consistent calories that helped sustain pioneers through days of relentless travel, a silent companion on their arduous journey. Number 19. Wild berries, toasty greens, foraging. When the opportunity arose, foraging for wild berries and edible greens provided a crucial, fresh addition to the pioneer diet. Service berries, choke cherries, wild onions, and dandelions offered vital vitamins and minerals missing from preserved foods. The thrill of discovering a patch of ripe berries or tender greens was immense, a moment of bounty and a connection to the land. The sweet burst of a wild berry or the slightly bitter tang of foraged greens added to a stew brought a taste of freshness and natural abundance, a fleeting but precious reminder of the earth's generosity in the vast wilderness. Number 20. Fried dough, frying pan bread. When flour was available, fried dough, often called frying pan bread, was a quick and satisfying substitute for baked bread. A simple dough of flour, water, and sometimes a pinch of baking soda was flattened and fried in lard or bacon grease until golden and puffed. The aroma of hot, sizzling dough filling the air was irresistible. Crispy on the outside, soft and warm within, it was a comforting, freshly made treat. Pioneers would tear off pieces, sometimes drizzling them with molasses. It was a simple pleasure, a moment of fresh, warm sustenance that brought a little joy and energy to the weary travelers. Number 21. Dried fish. For pioneers traveling near rivers or lakes, dried fish was a valuable addition to their food supply. Fish caught from fresh waters would be cleaned, salted, and then sun-dried or smoked until fully preserved. This created a lightweight, non-perishable source of protein. Its distinctly salty, sometimes smoky flavor offered a welcome change from other dried meats. Rehydrated in water and cooked into stews or simply eaten raw, dried fish provided essential nutrients, and showcased the pioneers' adaptability, turning the bounty of the water into provisions that could sustain them for weeks or even months on their overland journey. Number 22. Vinegar pie. When fresh fruit was a distant memory, ingenuity gave birth to vinegar pie, a testament to pioneer resourcefulness. This surprisingly delicious dessert used vinegar, sugar, and spices to mimic the tartness of fruit. Baked in a simple crust, it offered a sweet and sour flavor profile that provided a rare moment of delight. The warm, spiced aroma emanating from a Dutch oven where a vinegar pie was baking would have been incredibly enticing. It was a comfort food, a clever culinary trick that allowed pioneers to enjoy a semblance of dessert, a small slice of home-baked happiness in the rugged frontier. Number 23. Rusk was a twice-baked bread, similar to zwieback, designed for exceptional longevity. Loaves of bread were sliced and then baked again at a low temperature until completely dry and brittle. This removed all moisture, preventing spoilage. While hard like hardtack, it was often more flavorful due to its initial bread preparation. Pioneers would dunk rusk into coffee, milk if available, or broth to soften it. It was a practical, calorie-dense food that traveled incredibly well. The dry, toasted aroma of rusk, though subtle, was a reminder of careful preparation and the determination to make food last, providing steadfast sustenance. These weren't gourmet meals, nor were they elaborate feasts. They were the ingenious, hearty, and often humble foods that fueled an epic journey. Each corn dodger, every piece of jerky, and every cup of coffee tells a story of courage, endurance, and an unyielding will to start anew. Imagine yourself around that flickering campfire, tired but resilient, sharing simple bread and beans under a canopy of endless stars. These forgotten frontier foods are more than just recipes. They are symbols of survival, resourcefulness, and the incredible pioneering spirit that helped shape the very fabric of America. Their flavors, their aromas, and their stories linger, a testament to the strength found in every bite of a meal on the long road west.